Hello, this is Paul Dalton. Welcome to the Life Happens video podcast. The topic for today is inside out success. You know, whenever you set out to achieve a goal or make a change in your life, it's so important to look beyond the aesthetics of what it is that you're going after, to take a step back and connect with the real reason that you're going for it in the first place. When we engage in the fantasy of getting something that we want that we don't yet have, it's so easy for us to make that criteria for success about the very moment when we see the fantasy become reality. So how do we know we've been successful? Well, it could be that, I've just got that promotion that I've been working so hard for, or I've just moved into this lovely big house, or I'm going on that dream date. It could even be that, I can fit into these nice skinny jeans again. But having the thing that you want to make reality isn't in and of itself the reason that you want it. The goal, it just represents the means by which you believe that you can get to feel differently about a particular area of your life than you do right now. See, here's how it works. When we don't feel that we're happy enough in a particular area, we go about getting all the stuff and creating the right circumstances that we believe have the happiness we're looking for attached to it. Or if we're not loved or appreciated enough, we seek out all the right people that can provide that for us. You know, we spend billions every year on lottery tickets, and yet it's not the lottery win that we really want. It's the seismic shift in emotional well-being that we believe is associated with a lottery win. That's what we want. If we didn't believe that it would make us feel any different on a significant level, then there'd be no incentive for us to want to take part. The trouble is, though, is that we've gotten it a bit confused about how our well-being actually works. All too often, we get so hooked into trying to hit these nice shiny targets that we set ourselves, only to find that when we do, we're not actually any happier than when we started. So one of the key principles that I operate from as a coach is that real success in any area of your life has to begin with you knowing the true source of your well-being. You see, when you really get that nothing outside of you is controlling either you, your actions, or your emotional state, that your well-being is entirely an inside job, then you've unlocked the most powerful success tool that you have available to you. And that is your ability to experience your happiness unconditionally. Because happiness has never been something that we have to work towards. It's not something that you earn. You don't have to win it. You don't have to deserve it. And it's certainly not something that you have to negotiate. Happiness is just who we are when we lose the idea that it has to be intrinsically linked with whatever's going on around us at the time. See, when we use terms such as the pursuit of happiness, that just misleads us into thinking that we live in an outside-in world where happiness is out there, and if we want to get our hands on it to get a slice of the action, then all we need to do is collect lots of nice stuff and do lots of great things, because that's the way that we can keep our happiness tanks nice and topped up. But it also means that if we stop getting that stuff, or we can't do those things, well, then I'm afraid the happiness tanks run dry and we have no choice but to feel like miserable failures. The great news is, though, is that none of us do live in an outside-in world. The reality for all of us is that we live the world from the inside out. And that means the quality of all of our experiences, including the happiness we feel, is only ever really dependent on what we ourselves decide to bring to the table. So it's impossible for us to pursue happiness because we are the source of our happiness. How can you find something that's never been lost? When anybody asks me what I believe is the ultimate key to success, I always reply that it's unconditional, authentic happiness, because it blows apart the myth that happiness is a product of success. If anything, I think it's the other way around. When you get to express yourself from a natural state of joy, regardless of whether your goals are being met or not, that just opens you up to a space of allowing. It's a kind of inspired creativity that encourages your goals to come into fruition far more effortlessly than had you made your happiness dependent on them. I've seen many times, and I've certainly come to know, that happiness leads to success far more often than success leads to happiness. It's just the way the world works, I guess. So your homework is, before you do anything else to work towards your goals, I'd like you to stop and reconnect to the innate well-being that just naturally exists within you. And if it helps, try this. Close your eyes and allow your mind to drift back over all your happy memories, and then just allow it to settle on one particular happy experience in particular. And then, in your imagination, begin to relive that memory as if it's happening right here, right now. See it through your own eyes. See what you saw and hear what you heard, and allow that happy feeling to flow through you once more. And imagine you had a volume dial for your emotions and send it up to the top of your head and down to the tips of your toes. And when you've reconnected with that happy feeling, I'd like you just to hold on to it and take it with you into the rest of your day. And if for any reason it begins to fade, all you need to do is stop, close your eyes, bring back that happy feeling, and I invite you to use this as a space that you can operate from whenever you're going about achieving your goals. And I'm going to leave you with my all-time favourite question, but you've got to pay attention because it sounds a bit odd, but I promise you it does make sense. It's, what would you love to go after in your life if you knew that you didn't have to be unhappy about not getting it? Okay, so thank you for joining me for this episode of the Life Happens video podcast. Please do come and join me at the website. It's www.life-happens.co.uk. Get yourself signed up to the email coaching tips that I send out every Friday. If you haven't already done that, you'll be glad you did. But until next time, as always, you have my very best wishes. Please take great care of yourself. Goodbye for now.